Lakeshore decided to do a technology pilot. Okay, it started as a bring your own device, but then grew into a one-to-one through the district help. And the one-to-one, of course, is that every child has an iPad in their hand to utilize. We chose to do it because the kids presented it to us, and they presented it to the assistant superintendents and the deputy superintendent. It was very exciting because they came to us with the idea of how successful it could be and how much they could learn from it and how deeper into the content they could get to.
Using the one-to-one program, students come in the morning and they have a morning assignment in their morning assignment folder on Google Drive. They open it up, they read it. It either takes them to Discovery Education where they view a video, read an article, and then they write a brief summary.
We use Sketch, Educations, or explain everything. And for our homework, we use Edmodo. And we also use Evernote or GoodNotes to write.
We create engaging presentations with apps like Prezi or Educreations. And you can't do that without an iPad, or it's impossible.
The student engagement is probably doubled in this classroom because they actively want to search and come up with other ideas of how to do something. And it's okay for them to question me because I don't know the answers. And by me not knowing all the answers, it allows them to understand that adults don't know everything and we have to problem solve together.
We could problem solve ourselves. If you want to do something, you can look online.
Where you see kids breaking it apart, putting it together, but working collaborative to do it. They are actually very collaborative with what they do. And they hear one child say, "How'd you do that?" And another child says, "Well, let me show you."
So in our world today, our students are so used to being connected that we've really got to get there ourselves so that we can be relevant to them. One-to-one program really takes advantage of those types of resources to change our kids from being consumers of information to being producers of information.
Question always comes to mind as to what are the obstacles and the successes. It is a learning curve, and knowing that we have to work with our teachers and our librarians and our district staff. I mean, we find periodically that we can't access the internet because we're such a large district.
Last year or in the years before, it didn't affect us when the internet was down. But now it's like we're the only ones who it affects, and it affects us pretty greatly because we pretty much depend on it now.
There actually is a couple things that are kind of challenging for us, like the learning the new apps and stuff. And then we have to search on the web, and there's not stuff that's it's not 100% what you want there, so you have to look around a little bit.
It's hard kind of doing homework now because you have to charge the iPad while you do it.
When we think about how we want to expand this pilot program as a district, we know there's much more than simply having the funding and technology infrastructure to do so. There are some very fundamental aspects to instruction that we will need to be addressing, and we need to tailor everything in this overhaul. Embracing and adopting technology in the classroom requires educators that are skilled and trained to do so. A very strong curriculum, relevant professional development, and facilities that support technology are also areas we know we need to take a look at. And of course, we also need to take in consideration our parent and community engagement, working collaboratively together to prepare our students for success in the 21st century.
So the point of this pilot is for us to really gather some good data. We're looking at these kids, we're looking at this classroom and trying to find out what really works.
The question to all of us is, why should we integrate technology into the classroom? I think it is a necessity. I think for the children of today, if we're going to get them ready for the jobs of tomorrow, we have to work and teach them with the tools that they'll be using.